Hello there, loves. I'm only gonna be on for like maybe an hour or maybe a little bit over an hour, but definitely I well, because I started yesterday morning and I kept getting on because I kept getting information. I had to recuperate today. I had things to do today too. So we'll stay on for a little while. Not a big while, a little while. I'm gonna let y'all start getting the notifications. I just got home. Of course, I had to work. Then I had to go to the dentist to get my teeth clean and I'm getting I prepped to get my braces and child, all they do is just it costs too much money for braces, but I gotta have them because I do not want one of my teeth at the bottom is starting to grow forward. I ain't get ready. I ain't get ready to have no jacked up teeth. I have to keep them clean and straight. Okay. Um, I see Diane, I see Shan, I see ZK, Ashley, Miss Muffin, the Black Barbie, the JJ. Shout out to everybody, all of my subs. Shout out to my mods. Make sure y'all put some respect with a K on my moderators. They keep the crazies out of the chat, okay? They are the overseers of the chat, okay? Um, hey Tyranny, hey Jamal, hey Saint Jack. Yeah, hit them likes, run them likes up for a sister. Oh, y'all, when I left home early this morning, it was cold in my house, so I turned my air off. I was like, "It's cold." I was just completely. It's because it's a beautiful day, y'all. I walked in, my house is so hot. It's like Lord Jesus. Then I had went to the grocery store to pick up some vegetables, and it's a damn shame that when you go to the Walmart, they put one thing in each bag. I had all those bags, and they had one thing in each bag. I guess the bags just that thin. Um, um, yeah, I have to go get broccoli and I was getting ready to. I've been wanting red snapper so bad. I cannot find red snapper. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is I was at the Walmart and I had got this one big red snapper and I was like, okay, this is the only red snapper I see. So what I'll do is it was the whole fish. I was like, what I'll do is I'll cut him up. His eyes, his eyeballs and stuff was still in his damn head. I was like, well, Lord, I've been wanting to grill me some red snapper so bad. I'll just take it and cut it up. I thought it was $9. One big fish, y'all. When I got up to the register, the girl said, I said, how much did that fish ring up? She said $18. I said, for one fish? I said, take it off. One fish that I would have had to cut up and look at his eyeballs in his head and all that. No, I haven't tried. I'm gonna go to Kroger. Because I went to my favorite, I went to Walmart, then I went to Cash Saver, Sam's in South Haven. See, I was at the Walmart in South Haven. I did not go to the Sam's. Thank you, Pumpkin. I didn't go to the Sam's. I didn't think about Sam's would have the red snapper. I want me some red snapper. It's so good when you grill it and you put all those onions and stuff on it and grill the onions. $18 is cheap for one red snapper, like one fish, like one whole fish. I didn't know that. Ooh, it just didn't seem right to me. Cause I was thinking about once I started cutting it up, I wouldn't have been able to like get but like I don't know, maybe three pieces off of it for 18. I be trying to bargain. I'm getting ready to start major couponing. Stuff too high. It's my friend. I got a friend that does major coupons, and she goes into a store and buys stuff, and she use her coupons, and then she don't have to buy nothing. Everything be zeroed out except for the tax. She said red snapper is about $20 a pound. Oh my God. Oh my God. I remember when I bought red snapper, it was in the bag. It was in the bag, it was already cut up, and it was not $18. But now that I think about it, it was probably like 12. And it probably was about 4 pieces in there. So you might be right. That's why I ain't got no more now. I grilled them. Let's see. I see Pumpkin, Nola Girl, Georgette, ZK, G Finley. I'm just waiting for more people to start coming in. Oh, child. Today would have been a good day to go walking around the lake. Would have been a really good day to do that. But I was busy, and I'm happy to be at home. She said you can get it cheaper in New Orleans. You get it cheaper around Florida too, like around those areas where it's a lot of water. So what's going on, y'all? I know that the YouTube streets have been lit up with um about P Diddy, of course. Yeah, I've been watching this P Diddy thing since Biggie and Tupac was taken out, which would have been like in 96 and 97. I've been watching this for that's what almost 30 years. This man has gotten away this man has gotten away with doing a lot of the things that he was doing. That's because he was being protected, the elites was protecting him, and so I mean they used him for 30 years. Normally they people don't stay on top like that, so he was really being a good whatever he was to them, right? And so, of course, we know he's in jail, and nobody ever really thought in the back of their mind. A few people did, but nobody in the back of their mind ever really thought that Puffy would go to jail, right? So he had another bond hearing, and they after him. He might get off, but they are out to get him definitely. And it seems like everybody is on one accord. Hold on. They said 50 cents has been trolling Diddy. Hold on. I was looking at where his attorney. Hold on, y'all. I want to pull it up. Okay, it says Judge Carter has denied Sean Combs' appeal for bond. According to Inner City Judge, the judge said the $50 million bond proposal is insufficient, even on risk of flight. Combs will remain in Brooklyn MDC detention until his trial next year. Oh my God! So he has to be in jail for a whole year. She said he's got to be in jail until his trial next year. Wow. It says, update at 5:02, Judge Carter questioned why bringing in a SEX worker who traveled across state lines isn't a problem. The attorney noted that the former governor of New York did the same thing and he wasn't prosecuted. Combs' lawyer, it's not SEX trafficking. Update. Combs' lawyer describing the toxic relationship between Combs and a woman, Cassie. They both had problems with anger and drug addiction. They both went to therapy. They both chose to bring a third person into their relationship. Okay, so these are all the updates, okay? Hold on, let me pull this up.
So this is the scene moments before the bail appeal of Sean Combs. This car has been sitting here for a while. Everyone's wondering who's going to be getting out. Give you a sense of the scene. We'll be live tweeting it once it starts, but for now, it's actually going to start pretty soon. So who's ever in the car should be getting out soon. We're moving in.
Nie, nie, o tej dziewczynie co wyszło. Ta dziewczyna co wyszła.
Okay, those were his children getting out. I was looking at where his attorney had made a statement. Um I'm trying to find that. Was his attorney made a statement about 42 minutes ago. Hold on. You guys make sure y'all hit the like button also, okay? While I'm pulling this up. Y'all hit the like button for me. I wanted to see his attorney. I think this one is from on yesterday. I think.
Free P. Diddy!
Okay, it didn't even say anything. Well, I mean, y'all, this has been a long time coming. And I know a lot of people, want to have a heart because we all have hearts, and we see the tension and the stress that he is up under. And if you are a human being, you get to, even though you may feel like the person is deserving of it, you start to feel a little bad, okay? Um, but P. Diddy he has did a lot of things to a lot of people, and he has practiced it for over 30 years, right? He has practiced it for over 30 years. So hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pull up something. Um, you all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Like, share, and subscribe.
Family photo. We take one every 4 years.
Joining me now is former prosecutor and MSNBC legal analyst Kristen Gibbons-Fedden. She famously helped prosecute the case against Bill Cosby. MSNBC legal analyst and former prosecutor Christy Greenberg prosecuted sex crimes as an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. And NBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin is with me here on set. Let's talk about the charges, and I think related to the depth of them is that we just learned the defense is proposing a $50 million bond in an attempt to get their client released.
Well, I think the fact that they're proposing a $50 million bond speaks to how serious the charges against Sean Combs are. So let's go through them from top to bottom. The first is a racketeering conspiracy charge. And I'm sure when some of our viewers hear that, their eyes glaze over. But essentially what that means is that Sean Combs built an enterprise consisting of his businesses, but also of personal employees and people loyal to him to help him basically accomplish these sex crimes with which he has been charged. And not only did they help him accomplish these sex crimes, they did a bunch of other criming with him, according to prosecutors, in order to cover it up or to keep his victims silent. He's also been charged, Chris, with sex trafficking under force or coercion or transportation with the intent to engage in prostitution. And critical to the allegations are the severity of the violence alleged: use of guns, forced drugging, arson, and kidnapping, all alleged and suffused throughout not only this indictment, but the detention letter that prosecutors sent to the judge today, where they outline in 16 pages why Sean Combs should not be released from federal custody prior to his trial. That's why you see Sean Combs and his lawyers saying, hey, we'll put up a $50 million bond package consisting of a $48 million home that I own outright and other things.
So, Kristen, I want to play some of what we heard earlier from prosecutors.
This office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
So to me, honestly, Kristen, that sounds pretty straightforward. But then I read the indictment. And the level of depravity that's alleged there, that's described there, is certainly nothing I've ever seen, but you have the experience. Put it into context for us.
Yeah. So what happens is, and I think one of the things that's interesting, Chris, and he was actually asked this at the press conference about, okay, if you have this indictment that outlines this depravity, how is it that just a year prior you give him the key? How is it that we didn't know that any of this was going on? And one of the things that I think is really important is that throughout the pre-detention letter that Lisa was alluding to, they talked to, I think they said they gave around 300 grand jury subpoenas, spoke to around 50 victims and witnesses who are able to really substantiate or corroborate one another with the allegations that are set forth in this indictment. So I think one of the things is, well, then how did this go on so long? But you have to remember that sexual assault, particularly when it's against someone as powerful as Puff Daddy, particularly when you have the facilitation of some type of intoxicants, you're talking about ketamine and all of those drug-fueled parties. And then you go up against someone whose reputation is such that he was awarded the key to the city. You have a very large power imbalance, which further levels onto that coercion and further forces victims to be silenced. So that level of depravity, even though it's so horrific, can really cause it to be silenced when you have someone as powerful as Puff Daddy.
Okay. Let me tell y'all something. I really don't believe that they would be able to find a jury, as crazy as it may sound, around the New York area, especially being that he is from New York, even after all the things that he's done, he's done, I don't believe that they'll convict him. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, Christy, to be honest with you, again, when I read through it, it was like, how did this go on for so long? Again, allegedly. And no one spoke up, or, I mean, there have been other cases in the past related to him. But let me ask you what you, as someone who has prosecuted sex crimes at the SDNY, what stands out to you in the indictment?
So one thing I would say in prosecuting sex trafficking cases, oftentimes they are undetected for decades, like this one. I unfortunately have prosecuted sex trafficking cases that have gone on for decades. And a lot of the reasons why the victims don't say anything earlier are, even when the facts are different across cases, the ultimate reasons tend to be the same, because these traffickers know that they can instill a culture of fear. And that culture of fear really prevents them from speaking up. Here you had force, you had violence, you had U.S. Attorney Damian Williams saying that these victims felt they could not leave because their own security was at risk if they did. And there is actual video evidence of that when one of the victims was trying to leave a hotel room, trying to leave one of those freak-offs. And what happened? Sean Combs violently beat her. That is on tape. So to the extent any juror, any member of the public questions, well, why didn't she leave? You can see the evidence of why she didn't leave sooner. It's right there on tape. I will say that in terms of looking at this indictment and looking at the detention letter that was submitted by the prosecutors here, this is among the strongest sex trafficking cases I have seen, because you have the conduct on tape. These freak-offs are on tape, found in videos, in Sean Combs' own personal devices. You have recorded calls where he is then trying to have them and engage in a false narrative to conceal his the evidence of the crime once it was determined that the law enforcement officials were looking into this. That evidence is damning. In addition to having the victims coming forward and corroborating one another's accounts, the fact that you have video evidence, they can see and hear Mr. Combs threatening and hurting victims. I mean, this case really seems incredibly strong.
So given that.
Okay, so, I mean, listen, hey, they denied him bail again, and they said that the judge said that he will remain in jail until next year, when his trial starts. Now, I don't know if there's been a trial date yet. Does anybody know if they've set a trial date yet? You know, looks like to me that they're getting ready to do him like they did R. Kelly. Check my messages. Okay. Seems like to me they're getting ready to do him just like they did R. Kelly. Okay. Hold on, you guys. Okay, y'all, I got some more breaking news. I guess the trial is going to be in Nashville because Cornelius is no longer in the Shelby County's jail. Cornelius has been moved. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Y'all, Cornelius Smith is no longer in the Shelby County's jail. Cornelius is no longer in the Shelby County jail. So, the vlogger that, okay, that was, hold on for a second, you guys. Y'all, Cornelius Smith is not in the Shelby County's jail. Are you sure? I just looked it up. Last night when I looked, he was still there. Hold on, let me look again. He is still there. When I put his whole name in, it was showing that he wasn't there. Someone just told me, though, that he was moved. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change it again because it is still showing. When I spelled his whole name out, it was showing that he was gone. But somebody just told me that he was just moved. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go back and change it back. I'm gonna wait. I put. I don't know. Somebody just told me that Cornelius Smith was moved also. When I spelled his name out, it was showing that it was not in there. But then when I went and just put his initial in, it was showing that he was still in there. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Me, myself, personally, I'm just gonna tell y'all what I think, and nobody, because I can't get nobody to really say anything. I can't get nobody to really say anything at this point, and I can understand because of security reasons. I don't think it's gonna be a trial. I really don't believe that it is, but I don't know for sure. But I really don't believe that there's gonna be a trial. But somebody just sent me a message and said that Cornelius Smith was moved, but he is still showing up, though. He's still showing up, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know why Cornelius Smith. I mean, I guess he would only be moved. I guess that's if the trial is going to be in Nashville. I don't know if the trial is going to be in Nashville. I mean, everybody is. I mean, I can understand the security risk. Something is going on, and it's been going on since this past weekend. Hello. And no, but I should have. Oh my God. Lord have mercy, child. That's your daddy. Anyways, I'm gonna call you back, boo, when I get off the phone. I mean, when I get off the vlog. Oh, my daughter and her dad and them crazy. Lord have mercy. No, the girl says, I pray Memphis drop the ball. Don't drop the ball and let trial occur outside of Memphis. I don't know. I can't get anybody to tell me anything, but I don't know if it's gonna occur outside of Memphis. He could have simply asked. It's something going on though, y'all. I don't know. I don't know if I don't really think it's gonna be a trial, but it may be. And I'll tell y'all why. I have my suspicions about it not being a trial, but I'm not gonna say why I believe that. Now I'll tell y'all. I'll say it. I'll tell y'all Monday why I felt like it was not gonna be a trial, or maybe anyways. I don't, but nobody has told me that it's not going to be a trial though. I don't know if nobody has pleaded out. Nobody is saying nothing. So I'm not gonna get on here and lie. People have gotten very quiet, and I understand why. I'm sure that the top officials have told a lot of the people that even was telling me information that this is a critical time. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't have said nothing, but I understand. Okay. I don't know, but I want to know though. I mean, I do. I want to know what's going on. I want to know, like, has he been threatened? Is it like I believe that he has pleaded? Me personally, I don't know if it's gonna be a trial in Nashville. I know that's what that people are thinking. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. Miss T, you have a lot of fans that ain't giving you credit for your information. I was on earlier, and now everyone posting the guy that unalive black youngster's brother has died. Wow. They always steal my information. They be all in my members stealing. Be trying to send folks to put hits on me if I hey, that's how twisted they are. Don't he know? Don't they know if they put a hit on me, they won't have no accurate information. But then, I mean, they don't care about accurate anyways. They putting out fake information, some of them anyways. I'm talking about the vloggers. They already got an outside jury now to Nashville. I, I don't know. I know. Mm, I don't think the jury came from out of Nashville. As a matter of fact, I know the jury then. Okay. If it ain't a trial, they ain't gonna need the jury anyways. But that jury that happened a while ago, anyways. So what about Jennifer Mitchell? She's a Shelby County's judge. Shelby County's judge. Can she work in another county? No, she was elected in Shelby County. She was elected in Shelby County. So I don't think she can go to Davidson County. Yeah, I really don't think the trial is going to be in Nashville. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's what's going on. And nobody has told me nothing because everybody is quiet. I'm telling y'all now, but I don't think the trial. I don't know if that trial going to be in Nashville. I think it's something else going on. I just don't know what it is. Or it's already done happened or something. It could very well just be that, maybe his attorney asked if he could come to Nashville. Maybe his attorney asked if he could come to Nashville to but y'all, they say Cornelius ain't in that jail. I don't know though. I don't know. They say he ain't in there. I don't know though. He's still showing up in there. But of course, I mean that they will do that when a person is being transported to another facility. They will still, especially with the, what's going on in this case. Mm-mm. Hold on, y'all. Let me check something else. Hmm. Hold on. Let me look at. Let me hold on, y'all. Let me look at something. Y'all, give me a minute. Yeah, it's still showing that he's in the same housing, but someone just said to me that he's in Davidson County. I don't know though. Or at least he was in Nashville on the 17th. They probably moved him before. She said her nerves be tore up. Like I said, I can't get nobody to tell me nothing. Normally, I could, when I talked to a couple people last night, and they was mom about it. They really was, and I don't try to. I understand. I do. I understand. I talked to a person that works directly. I'm gonna tell y'all what one of it, and it's a lot of them that work directly with him. So you would never know. One of the people that I talked to that works directly with Straight Drop, I asked him about. I said, Straight Drop gone, and what that person said to me was, "I've been working too hard, Tam. I don't know." So I've been working too hard to notice, Tam. I don't know. Say you work directly with him. He said, "Leave me alone, Tam. I don't know." So, hey, I understand. People have been told to be quiet, and I understand that because of security risk and all of that. So I understand. I'm not mad at all. Hey, the man, the man, the man, the man. Davidson County is in Nashville. I know, right? Mm. Somebody just told me Cornelius gone, but I don't know though. I don't know. He's still showing up in the Shelby County's jail, but somebody just told me he something going on with him. But now I'm gonna tell you something. I don't believe y'all that the trial is going to be held in Davidson County. Now somebody reached out to me today and said that they heard that it was going to be in Davidson County. I don't know. I haven't heard that. But it don't mean it's not true. But me personally, and this is just me, I just don't believe it's going to be a trial. But I will see. We'll see. We'll know Monday. We'll know Monday. I guess because it's so close, I don't even have an urgency, because I understand like these are critical moments. We see all the stuff that's been going on, like people trying to start beefs and all of that. And the last thing that we would need is for, if somebody has decided to give, that knows, that was there, that's a part of it, has decided to give up some information. The last thing we need is for something to happen to them. And I don't care who it is. So I don't pressure nobody for no information. But nobody has told me that it's not gonna be a trial. I'm just saying this is what I feel, and I have my reasons to feel it. Now, Quet is supposed to go to trial. That we ain't heard nothing about him being in Davidson County. Quet is a fan of the show. Quet, I know he be in the bushes. Quet, make a fake page and come in and tell us, are you all having your trial in Nashville? Okay. Um, the ZK says she think that the boy done told it. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it could be that, that the attorney asked for Straight Drop to be able to come to Nashville and be in the Nashville jail, um, just for the week all the way up until Sunday. Nashville only 3 hours away, so I don't know. Greyface says, so the suspect family would have to travel every day. Right, and that would not be fair to the suspect's family for them to have to travel every day to Nashville. That's why I don't believe that that's what it is. The witnesses have to travel all the way to Nashville? Absolutely not. I don't believe that that's what it is. I believe that either the attorney asked if he could be there near him so that they can do debriefings and all of that, because the big day is Monday, or they pleaded out, or it ain't gonna be no trial. I don't know though. Absolutely. Straight Drop told Cornelius that it told Cornelius to tell on. See, people don't be liking it when I'm telling you, they don't be want, but it don't change nothing. The truth is the truth. Hey there, man. Hey there, man. Hey there, man. Greyface says he thinks that Straight Dropping Cornelius is on the same page. Snoozy Cake says, I'm trying to tell you, plus size Betty. What plus size Betty say? How come I can't see plus size Betty? I saw where his information say he has been sentenced. Yes, Cornelius' information did say that a long time ago. You talk about Cornelius? No, that wasn't Cornelius. Yeah, it says that he was sentenced on 1/11/2022. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know what that means, because it said that Cornelius don't have a trial date. He don't have a trial date. And let me just say this: the Shelby County Jail is a holding facility. So if a person is sentenced and they are a witness, or they have agreed to be a witness, they will hold them at the Shelby County Jail until that trial is over, before, even if they've been sentenced. They would hold him in their facility until the trial is over that they're going to be a witness in. So, I always felt like that was strange that they never said that Cornelius had a trial date. Okay, that was for the theft of property charges. Okay, yeah, he sure had the theft of property charges. He sure did. Great, it's not showing any charges for Cornelius. That's what's weird to me. Um, I don't know, y'all. Hmm. They said cornbread does not look worried. Straight drop. I see fear in his eyes. Well, yeah, I can't wait until until all of this stuff start to come out, and that we could talk about everything. We could talk about everything once the coast is clear. Um, plus size baddie says, and my brother-in-law said they moved drop because someone got at him again, but he said he has never seen nothing like it. Oh wow. Well, they was trying to kill him. I'm telling y'all. Anytimes a rock man is left alone and he opened the doors to he start opening doors to the cells, and the first thing two inmates do is run together to straight drop cell and try and get him. He already had a shank, they said, and he took his sheets and tied his sheets and tied his cell together or something. They couldn't get it open, but he had a shank too. So, out of all things, the most people be trying to get away, get out. But out of all the things to do, why would you run down there to straight drop cell? That's weird to try to do something to him. Out of all the people in the jail. So what that says to me is, and this is just in my opinion, somebody had said to them, if you could ever get to him and take him out, we'll pay you, because it was two of them. I'm just looking at standard Shelby County site though. It said cornbread been eating a lot of cake. Greyface says they've been trying to get at him because they know been told, he told or not. I don't know, Greyface. I tell you. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up, okay? Make sure y'all get those likes up. Now it's showing that Cornelius is still in the Shelby County jail. Somebody just sent me a message saying that he ain't. So I don't know. Um, hmm, I tell you. And we're gonna do a late live Sunday night, and maybe we can drop a gem or two from the members live that we don't know. um, I guess y'all. I get. Maybe we'll do um a watch party. But yeah, I don't believe it's gonna be no trial. I don't know though. I can't be sure, but I don't know. I did see what Mia J had posted today though. It might be a trial. I don't know. I'm just saying this is in my opinion. Hold on, y'all. Mia J posted. Mia J posted. I kind of watch her energy also. She says, justice for Doll, full, not partial. So, I mean, she's saying not partial justice. So, does that mean that some people have, they have already gotten half of it and she's wanting all of now she wants the people who committed the hit to get, for them to get them? Is that what she means? I don't know. Be quiet, boy. Um, Full justice, not partial. She know there are more people involved, and she not satisfied with just the shooters. I am she justice is down. You got to know Tam to read between lines and what she saying. Big Pressure says they wouldn't move him to Nashville over a threat. I think it's something else. It probably is something else. Big Pressure. It probably is. I don't think they would move him over a threat either. Maybe. Maybe his attorney asked if he could come. That would be weird too. But maybe his attorney asked the judge, can we move him to Davidson County? Now they never did nothing like that before. It can't be but two things. Either his attorney asked if the judge could ask the judge if he could be moved to Davidson County so he could have easier access to him because his office is in Nashville. His staff could, they could prepare for the case. Because normally when stuff like that happen, they don't do that. They make the attorneys, they don't accommodate attorneys like that. But you never know. Either that's what it is, or it ain't gonna be no trial. It's one or two things. We don't know. ZK says, yeah, because the lawyer will try anything. Something was okay. I tell you. Mm-mm-mm. So what y'all think going on? I think it's just a matter of us, wondering. Quit asking for prayers. He said it's almost that time. That's what Quest said on his Facebook page. When he posted that, I told y'all Quit was a fan of the show. All of them fans. Got him. They tells me, somebody told me that Gotti is subscribed to the channel. And every time I come on, the notifications go off on his phone. He jumps up and runs out the meetings. So the meeting over. She on. She on. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Oh Lord, Jizzle is just too bad. Let me see. Quit says 18 minutes ago, if you love me, lay eyes on me this weekend. It's almost that time. Okay, Quit. So we know you're a fan of the show, Quit. We know you're a fan of the show. We know that the trial, okay, so he's letting you know that the trial is gonna happen. So Quit, where is the trial gonna happen at? Great Face, he just posted on his Facebook page. So that means she's looking at the show right now. Yeah, Jizzle tripping. Jizzle is just too bad. I've never seen them do that either. He may need to testify to something happened in Davidson County. Maybe so, but they said he ain't got no court date in Davidson County. That's what they said. I was looking at the site. It said he don't have a court date. Wonder how long ago has it been since I said for Quit to come in under a fake page. That's been about 20 minutes ago too. So I guess Quit letting us know that it's still gonna be a trial. So Quit, just post on your page where the trial gonna be at. Since nobody want to tell me. St. Jack said he definitely watching. I told y'all they be fans of the show. I told y'all they said Gotti jumps up running anywhere he at. He running out. He in a meeting. He running out when my notifications go off. He the number one sub. Okay. They tells me he got a membership in the platinum and he bought all of his staff a membership. So that when he can't get in the members, they can. They said, Kevin said, "Be quick." Kevin said, "Big Quet, blink once for Memphis, twice for Nashville." Um, Great Face says, "Quet ain't dropping his location. He's smarter than that." St. Jack says, "My spirit said, watch he respond." And sure enough, he gets on Facebook. That's very on brand for Quack. Laugh out loud. He loves to expose him. He's a Quack. We told him to blink once. We Quit. I said, "Quit, make a fake page. Put it out there, Quit." Quit is a fan of the show. Lord have mercy. St. Jack said, "Quack ass nigga." Lord have mercy. They said drop a wild card. He played on both sides. Oh wow. I trying to understand why Quit would go to trial. Why won't Quit just do the right thing? Everybody know that he was not the mastermind. Everybody know because they were saying that they thought Quet was out there. You know, in the very beginning, the news media, um, I told y'all that they had out on the news the video of them running from their car, but they quickly scrubbed it. And I think they scrubbed it because you could see who was driving that car. Um, you know, there wasn't none of Quet that jumped out. Not at least not on the scene that they were showing. That was straight drop in Cornelius. Trying to understand what role is CEO Bobby and them gonna play in this. Oh, okay. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. Um, St. Jack says, let's just say this. I think that he mm, 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 mm. So quit. I don't know why somebody would want to go to trial and risk because they can't win. He's not gonna be able to win. Not trying to go to trial and plead not guilty. He's sure playing Russian roulette. Well, I wonder why I believe plenty things though. On a serious note, they're trying to make sure that boy is safe and steamed. They got him held in detention center on 23 and 1. Hmm. Hold on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Y'all, that was exercise. Taking that garbage out and running it out to the road. And that's the way I exercise. I'll run it. I'll run and push it out there. I am she Johnson says something definitely going on. These folks know all eyes on this case. Oh, absolutely for sure. Great Face, did Quit ever post anything else? Quit? Let us know. He said, I just did the same thing. Where- Ooh. That's how you do it. You push the garbage out to the driveway, get out, and then run back up the driveway. My driveway pretty long. Ooh, child, but it gets longer with. Um, I thought about it, I may not get up in time in the morning. No, he just watching eating his popcorn. Oh Lord have mercy. Whew. So what y'all think going on with straight drop? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. What y'all think going on with straight drop? All we need now is for Shondell to pop out and the circus will be in full swing. Well, I Shondell popped out one time and he says that what time was it that Shondell came on, y'all? Was it like 5 o'clock in the morning when everybody was asleep? Shondell came on. Hold on. Hold on, you all. Let me see something. So with the StreamYard, it says he swear he finna get a lot of views. Who is that? Magnanimous says not for real, and you know them guys down there. Straight drop lost. Straight drop last court could have been that. They said the lawyers can right. That he did say that. Paul Hagerman did say that. He said there was no need for them to come to court. That the lawyers had already talked and they came to an agreement. Paul Hagerman did say that. 901 King Deshaun says I was talking about Shondell when he went live. He shot me a text a couple hours ago and he let me know he's okay. Monday can't get here fast enough at Great Face, but I think they probably came to an agreement of the clients telling on each other. Ooh, Lord. Probably. Who knows? Who knows? Hold on. Y'all hit the like button for me.
This is more co-defendants and cooperating witnesses. That's been the case in the prosecution of Jamarcus Johnson. As we told Your Honor in chambers, I think the court is aware, the state now understands the exact participation of Mr. Johnson in the conspiracy with regard to the murder and cover-up of the murder of Adolph Thornton Jr., known as Dahl in the community. Mr. Johnson had no, Mr. Johnson, Jamarcus Johnson, had no involvement in the homicide before the murder. He had no involvement in the homicide during the murder. His involvement was after the fact. About a week after the murder of Adolph Thornton, his brother, Justin Johnson, who in fact was one of the shooters and one of the killers of Adolph Thornton Jr., came to him and gave him certain property. A car, not the car used in the murder, but nevertheless the car that Mr. Justin Johnson had possession of, and a cell phone. The cell phone was of particular importance because it was Justin Johnson's cell phone that he had during the murder and that he had used for some time before.
Okay, so he said that it was Justin Johnson's phones that his brother had, that Justin Johnson's that Straight Drop had during the murders, and that he had used sometime before the murders.
This Mr. Johnson agreed to take possession of the car, and he agreed to take possession of the cell phone. His taking possession of the cell phone and the car aided in Mr. Justin Johnson's continued evasion from authorities and his continued cover-up of the conspiracy. This Mr. Johnson also used the telephone. He used the telephone by his brother Justin would call the telephone, he'd place the telephone up to another telephone, and they would, in essence, trick Justin Johnson's federal probation officer into believing that Justin Johnson still had his cell phone and was still in Memphis, Tennessee, when in fact he had fled after murdering Adolph Thornton and was not in our community. He also did the same thing where he placed Justin Johnson's cell phone up to another cell phone, and he facilitated a conversation. Again, this is over a week after the homicide, between his brother Justin Johnson and the other shooter of Adolph Thornton, Cornelius Smith. Mr. Johnson preserved the telephone and turned it over to authorities. He's spoken with the state, and he's described the content of that conversation and the content of some text messages between Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson that included Mr. Justin Johnson trying to get money to Cornelius Smith after the killing. Mr. Jamarcus Johnson has given truthful statements to the state with regard to all those acts. Those are 3 acts of an accessory after the fact that did aid in the cover-up and this conspiracy. For those reasons, now that we understand those to be the facts of his involvement, now that he's given a truthful statement with regard to these things, he has also identified a picture of his brother Justin Johnson wearing the outfit of one of the shooters of Dolph just directly before the homicide. Now that he's been 100% cooperative and truthful, we're asking Your Honor to accept the guilty plea and recommendation in the case. There's a criminal information that is before Your Honor. It has 3 counts. It's I-2300019. It alleges 3 counts of accessory after the fact for those 3 acts that I just described to the court: taking possession of the car, the cell phone, and then using the cell phone to facilitate those communications. Even though Mr. Johnson is a range 1 offender, he has no criminal history. He's agreeing by this guilty plea, which is open to the court, that he should be sentenced as a range 2 offender. These are E felonies. Range 2 for an E felony carries 2 to 4 years incarceration. He's pleading guilty to all 3 counts of the information to those 3 E felonies, 2 to 4 years incarceration. He's also agreeing that when Your Honor sentences him, that all 3 of those sentences should be consecutive to each other. So Mr. Johnson is in essence pleading guilty to the court, open to the court, to a sentence that can range between 6 and 12 years when Your Honor sentences Mr. Johnson.
Sir.
The parties are not asking Your Honor to sentence Mr. Johnson presently. We're asking Your Honor to delay the matter, to reset it for sentencing.
Yes, sir.
There are conditions of release pending sentencing that are outlined in a separate sentencing memorandum, which is filed with this guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
And at a later date, the state will request that Your Honor sentence Mr. Johnson. I've stated the facts at the start of the plea, so I ask for counsel to stipulate to the facts. I'll just very, very briefly, basically 2 or 3 yes or no questions asked of Your Honor, Mr. Johnson, during the guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask Your Honor to accept the plea after that.
Mr. Corman.
And Judge, I believe that would be the evidence the state would present in the case going to trial. We do stipulate there's a factual basis, and we're going to ask the court to accept our negotiated settlement.
Mr. Corman, Mr. Hagerman, thank you. Mr. Johnson, Marcus Johnson, come around, please, sir. Johnson, come up here where Deputy Chambers is. And once you get to the seal of Shelby County, put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand to be sworn, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you will give this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you, sir. Mr. Hannah, Mr. Johnson, have a seat here on the witness stand, please, sir. Counsel, approach, please. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Deputy Chambers. I need your signature, my signature on the document, Mr. Hagerman. sir. Jamarcus Johnson, good morning, sir. Mr. Johnson, what's your real name, sir?
Jamarcus Johnson.
You need to speak up a little bit louder. The court reporter has to write down everything you said. Of course, I need to speak up a little bit louder. You can take the mask down if you want to. Yes, sir.
Jamarcus Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, what school did you go to, sir?
High school.
How far did you get in school?
12th grade.
Did you finish the 12th grade? Did you ever get a GED, sir?
No, sir.
Can you read and write okay, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, answer those questions because the law requires you to answer, okay?
Okay.
A couple of things, Mr. Johnson, you were charged by way of an indictment 2204769, charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. So that Class A felony carried anywhere from 15 to 60 years in prison. You're pleading guilty on a superseding information, I-23-00019, and charged with 3 counts of accessory after the fact. That's an felony, carries up to 6 years in prison. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, you have a right to have this charge submitted to the grand jury. When you enter a guilty plea on this information, you're waiving. You've given up your rights to have this case of accessory after the fact submitted to the grand jury. That case comes to court quicker when you plead on an information. The state will make you the best offer they will ever make on an information, but you're giving up. You're waiving your rights to have this case on an accessory submitted and reviewed by the grand jury. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
For the record, find that Mr. Corman and this court have advised Mr. Johnson has a right to have this charge of accessory after the fact reviewed by a grand jury. If the grand jury found probable cause, they would indict him. If they did not find probable cause, they would no deal this charge. They'll find that Mr. Johnson's made that decision intelligently and knowingly. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to show you a document for the record. This is a petition for waiver of trial by jury and request for acceptance of the plea of guilty. On that bottom right-hand corner where it reads defendant, did you sign it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, all of your rights are above your signature. Those are your state and federal constitutional rights. Did your attorney, Mr. Corman, go over those rights with you and explain them to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights that you waived and given up today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Marcus Johnson, you heard Mr. Paul Hagerman, the prosecutor, recent statements in court a few minutes ago. When you enter this guilty plea, when you enter this change of plea today, you're telling the court that if you had a trial on your case, the state of Tennessee would bring witnesses to court. Those witnesses would testify under oath. They would say things that are similar, that are consistent with what the prosecutor just read. You're telling the court, Mr. Johnson, that if the jury believed those witnesses, that jury would have enough.
Hold on, y'all.
When you enter this change of plea today, you're telling the court that if you had a trial on your case, the state of Tennessee would bring witnesses to court. Those witnesses would testify under oath. They would say things that are similar, that are consistent with what the prosecutor just read. You're telling the court, Mr. Johnson, that if the jury believed those witnesses, that jury would have enough reason to find you guilty of accessory after the fact. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have an absolute right to have a trial on your case if you wanted one. You have a right to say, Judge Crawford, not guilty of anything, and I want a trial. Judge, I am demanding a trial. And had this case been tried, you would have a right to confront and cross-examine those witnesses against you. Say you have to bring those folks to court. You can look at it in person. They would sit right there on that chair on the witness stand where you're seated. Your lawyer, Mr. Corman, will question those folks to see whether or not they are telling the truth. If a jury did not believe those witnesses, or if that jury thought they were lying or mistaken, that jury would find you not guilty and I would dismiss your case. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Had you gone to trial in this case, Mr. Johnson, you would also have the right to present proof. You can put on witnesses if you wanted to. You can present evidence. You don't have to do anything at a trial ever. If you wanted to, and only if you wanted to, you can take that witness stand and you can testify. You can tell the jury what happened. You can tell the jury your side of the story. If you chose to remain silent and not say a single word, I would tell that jury they cannot hold it against you for any reason at all. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, had you gone to trial in this case, if you had any witnesses that could help you, your attorney, Mr. Corman, would send them a subpoena and have them come to court and testify for you. If your witnesses didn't show up, well, they just flat out refused to come to court, I would have those folks arrested by the sheriff. I would make your witnesses come in. I would make them testify. And if I had to, Mr. Johnson, I would put them in jail until your case was tried. Do you understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Had you gone to trial and had a jury found you guilty of anything, you can appeal any conviction the jury gave you. You can appeal any punishment that I gave you. The Court of Criminal Appeals would grant you a new trial or even dismiss your case if that court found mistakes have been made in your trial. If you could not afford an attorney, I would appoint someone for you free of charge to handle your appeal. Do you understand that, sir? Mr. Marcus Johnson, when you enter this change of plea, when you enter this guilty plea, you waive, you give up all those rights. You ask this court to find you guilty without a trial. And Mr. Johnson, both sides are recommending that I do not sentence you today, that a delayed execution of these judgments is set this case for a sentencing hearing. And at that sentencing hearing, Mr. Johnson, you'll be sentenced somewhere between 6 and 12 years in prison. Now, is that the agreement you have to state in Tennessee, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Johnson, you've been sworn to tell the truth. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Everything that you say under oath has to be true. If you do not tell the truth, the state could indict you for perjury. That carries up to 12 years in prison. Do you understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Before I continue with this guilty plea colloquy, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Hagerman has asked the court's permission to ask you some questions. You waive your right to remain silent when you enter this guilty plea. So listen to the questions that Mr. Hagerman asked of you, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you answer those questions truthfully. You understand that? Yes, sir. Because Hagerman and Ms. Mond said, Judge Coffey, we don't believe Mr. Jamarcus Johnson has been truthful. They're going to ask the court to vacate this guilty plea. We'll strike this guilty plea, and your case will go back to the same status as was before this information was found. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Any questions, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Hagerman, you may proceed, sir.
Mr. Johnson, we have talked before, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And when we talked, you told me about meeting with your half-brother, Justin. He's your half-brother, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You told me about meeting with your half-brother, Justin, about a week or so after the murder of Adolph Ford Jr., is that right?
Yes, sir.
You told me at that time that he gave you a car, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You told me at that time he also gave you his cellular telephone, is that correct?
Correct.
You told me that, or did you tell me that afterwards you used that cellular telephone at his request?
Yes, sir.
Did you describe to me a scenario in which you would place one phone up to another while Justin was on another phone for the benefit of his parole or probation officer?
He was called to get somebody's number, and I would put my phone down on the bed, and I put somebody else's phone right there and let them talk to you.
And you told me about the times that you did that, is that correct? And you also described times not just with the probation or parole officer, but also with an individual known to you as C.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you now know that individual to be Cornelius Smith, is that right? And you described to me, and you turned this phone over, and in it were text messages with this individual C, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And some of these text messages, some of what you witnessed was conversation with regard to money that Justin would be getting to C, is that correct?
He asked for money, yes, sir.
Asked for money,
Yes, sir.
is that correct?
Yeah. He was asking money for somebody else, from somebody else.
Okay, and that somebody else was referred to as Unc, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this would be money that C asked for from Justin that Justin was going to get from Unc.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? You described all that to me.
Yes, sir.
You've also looked at some photographs and included one of your
Notice it says CS and not Cornelius Smith.
Justin Johnson, your half-brother in the photograph.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that one day you may be called to testify in trial on this matter?
Yes, sir.
Did you tell the truth that time?
Yes, sir.
Have you told the truth to me?
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
Ms. Hagerman. Mr. Corby, you have any questions of Jamarcus Johnson?
No question. Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Jamarcus Johnson, the felonies that you pled guilty to, accessory after the fact, is a Class E felony. It carries anywhere technically from 1 day to 6 years in prison. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have agreed under what's called a hybrid guilty plea, State versus Mailer and Hicks, State versus Hicks, in which you're agreeing to plead outside of your range. You're not a range 2 offender. You understand that? In order to be a range 2 offender, you have to have 2 prior felony convictions. You don't have any felony convictions. You understand that? You can agree to plead outside of your range as long as it's within the range of punishment for that crime, that E felony, as as long as you're doing that in your best interest. You understand that? So you agree to plead outside of your range as a multiple range 2 offender. That range 2 sentence will carry anywhere from 2 to 4 years in prison. And you've also agreed that at your sentencing hearing, you will be sentenced to consecutive sentences on these 3 counts. So it's a minimum sentence of 6 years in prison to as much as 12 years in prison. Do you understand that, sir? You understand normally, unless you make that agreement, you cannot be sentenced to more than 2 years in prison. If they were right consecutive, it would be a total sentence of 6. Do you understand that? Mr. Johnson, once the court sentences you, you lose all of your rights to citizenship. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you're sentenced on this case, in order to serve the sentence in prison, you'll be a convicted felon. That felony conviction will be on your record forever. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you were sentenced to a penitentiary sentence, even placed on probation, would have to render you infamous for the rest of your life. You lose all of your rights to citizenship. For instance, you lose the right to vote. You cannot vote until you completed that sentence. The right to vote was restored or given back to you by a judge, circuit court, or by a certificate from the Tennessee Department of Corrections. Do you understand that, sir? As a convicted felon, Mr. Johnson, you can never serve on a trial jury. You can never possess. You can never carry. You can never buy. You can never own any handguns, firearms, rifles, shotguns, pistols, ammunition, or even bullets. Mr. Johnson, if you had in your possession, in your hands, in your pockets, on a house or car or any other place, if you possess any firearms, if you have one single bullet in your possession, the United States prosecution federal court unlawfully possessing a firearm as a convicted felon, you can be sentenced to federal penitentiary for a long time. If you possess any handgun or firearm, Tennessee can prosecute you for that. That carries up to 30 years in state prison. Do you understand that, sir? Again, you've been sworn to tell the truth, and everything that you say has to be true. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have any questions about the rights that you waived, the guilty plea you entered, or this agreement you have with the state of Tennessee, Mr. Jamarcus Johnson?
No, sir.
Have any complaints about anything that Mr. Corman has done since he's been your lawyer, sir?
Yes, sir.
How long has Mr. Corman been your lawyer, Mr. Johnson?
8 months.
Did he get this 7 months? Did he get discovery for you?
Yes, sir.
Did he let you know what the state would try to prove if you had a trial?
Yes, sir.
Did you have anything that you wanted Mr. Corman to investigate for you?
No, sir.
Do you have any complaints at all about anything that Mr. Corman has done or has not done since he's been your lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you also understand, Mr. Johnson, that part of this agreement, this memorandum adopted by the parties, will be filed as a public record with your guilty plea? You're pleading guilty to those 3 counts of that information. You're also agreeing that you be sentenced as a range 2 offender, even though you are in fact only a range 1 offender. You understand that? You also are agreeing that those 3 felony convictions will be served consecutively to each other or one another, making that an effective sentence of minimum of 6 years to as much as 12 years in prison. You've also agreed that the state of Tennessee has not made you any promises, no recommendations to your sentence other than they would detail to the court any cooperation and truthful testimony or statements that you have given that may have aided in the prosecution. As Mr. Hagerman just told you, if some of those other cases go to trial, Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith or Hernandez Govan, if those cases go to trial, the state of Tennessee might actually call you as a witness. You understand that? You understand you waive your right to remain silent, and you could in fact be compelled to testify if those other cases are tried.
Yes, sir.
You'll also be supervised by Shelby County Pretrial Services. They reporting all parties are recommending that you be released on bond in an amount of $25,000. And once you make that bond, Mr. Johnson, you have to report to Shelby County Pretrial Services. They reporting. We'll file that order with his guilty plea also. You have a curfew from 9 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning. You have to be at home every day, all day, until your case is disposed of, unless you are working. I want to encourage you to work. And if you are working, you have to provide the pretrial services proof that you are, in fact, working. Otherwise, from 9 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning, you have to be at home every day, every night. You understand that? You'll also be in order to enroll in any other programs that pretrial services deem either group programs, individual programs, such as random drug screens. You have to check in with these folks automatically, regular contact with the person who supervises bond. And you also cannot possess a firearm while this case is pending and while sentencing is pending. Do you understand that, sir? Do you have any questions about any of those conditions that we talked about? Mr. Marcus Johnson, and fan for the record, the attorney, Mr. Joshua Corman, has represented you satisfactorily. I find that Mr. Corman and this court have explained all your rights to you. I find that you understand those rights and that you waived it. You've given up those rights intelligently and knowingly. I do find that there is a factual basis. There is a legally sufficient reason for this guilty plea, which has been entered freely and voluntarily. And upon you plead guilty to information I-23-00019, counts 1, 2, and 3, Class E felonies of accessory after the fact. Ms. Johnson, it is a judgment of this court that you are guilty. The court is going to delay the execution of these judgments. Will delay its sentence on this case until Ms. Corman is mine. Mr. Hagman, do you have a recommended date for the next setting on this case?
We get about 45, somewhere between 45, about 60 days.
The 60 days is August 10th, Thursday, August 10th is the day.
So y'all, that was last year, and they said 60 days. That was a year ago. Mm.
Fall Warriors. The bond $25,000 covers all this case, the information case, and the indicted case 2204769. I don't know if the bond was on that case, but show the bond a collective global bond of $25,000 to cover both cases. Anything else we need to address on this case?
Thank you.
Ms. Corbin, Ms. Bond, Mr. Hagerman, thank you all. Mr. Johnson, I see you on August 10th. Sound control, sir. Be safe. We'll get that copy of the order to you in a few minutes, okay? Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
When I first joined Honeybook, I was roughly
say that he was involved only after the fact, helping his half-brother, Justin Johnson, which is also one of the defendants in
authorities and continue his flight from this crime. So he had a role in the conspiracy, but it was entirely, everything was after the murder happened. So we took that into account, as well as his truthful statements to authorities, and you have the disposition that you have today.
Can you talk about how this just gives more confirmation that you all have the shooters in custody?
Like we told you the first day that we're here for this case, Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith were the shooters, and that's what they're indicted for. That case will get a trial date, hopefully relatively soon. You heard in court that this defendant had identified Justin Johnson in pictures, and you heard what he testified to in court and what we told the court, and I think those things speak for themselves.
And just talk about Jamarcus Johnson to testify.
I couldn't hear you.
Do you expect Jamarcus Johnson to testify in the trial?
As we said in court, that's very high probability.
What day? Because I got lost in the mix right there. What day did you say Jamarcus Johnson actually took possession of the car and the cell phone?
About a week after the crime.
So how long has kind of this deal been in the works, and was Jamarcus Johnson immediately helpful to your guys' investigation, or did that take a little bit of time?
Really can't comment on facts we didn't get to in court. I can say that he's been 100% helpful, and I can say that he turned over the cell phone, which is evidence in the case, and sort of leave it at that as far as time.
So one of the conditions of the plea deal is that he testify in the trial against his brother and against Mr. Smith.
There's a good possibility that he testifies in a trial against his brother and Mr. Smith. He has to tell the truth. That's what this was guilty plea is hinged on. He has to tell the truth.
All right, so you said that there was else to take a plea deal.
I couldn't comment on that even if I knew.
All right, so you said that there was the car, but the car was not the same one that was used in the murder. What car was
Correct.
that?
This is a different car that Mr. Johnson owned. Again, these are facts we didn't get into in court, other than it was a different car, and his taking possession of the car aided in his brother's escape from law enforcement.
As well as the cell phone,
happens to that conspiracy
Correct.
charge?
It's reset along with these, along with the cases for which he pled guilty. It's still pending the same day.
Could you break down the three accessory after that? We know the car and the phone, that's one. What were the other two?
There's three. So there's the car, there's the phone, and there's the fact that he used the phone for two different purposes, and that was to deceive the probation officer into thinking that Justin Johnson was still in Memphis when in fact he took flight after the crime to other places, and then using the phone to coordinate communications with Cornelius Smith.
So Jamarcus Johnson's the first person charged to plead guilty or be convicted in this case. How does this help you moving forward with the other defendants in the case?
Well, I say litigation, especially on conspiracy cases where you have multiple players, multiple different people doing different things. In order to get those cases to trial and then get those successfully prosecuted, it's a little bit like chess.
So, y'all heard what he just said. We have, what do you say? We have different cases and different people doing multiple people doing different things. Let's go back. And he said chess. And after that, we started seeing Black Youngster and all of them talking about they was playing chess. But I think they've lost the game though.
The phone to coordinate communications with Cornelius Smith.
So Jamarcus Johnson's the first person charged to plead guilty or be convicted in this case. How does this help you moving forward with the other defendants in the case?
Well, I say litigation, especially on conspiracy cases where you have multiple players, multiple different people doing different things. In order to get those cases to trial and then get those.
Didn't he say multiple players? So when people, didn't he just say there are multiple players? So that answers the question of when people go, well, I think, it's just straight drop and Cornelius and that's it. Didn't we just hear Paul Hagerman say that there are multiple players and multiple people doing multiple things and they're playing chess to try to make sure they get those cases prosecuted and to trial? That's why it's always good to go back to the beginning. Did he not just say that? That's not something I've been pulling out of my butt.
For which he pled guilty is still pending the same day.
Could you break down the three accessory after the fact? We know the car and the phone, that's one. What were the other two?
There's three. So there's the car, there's the phone, and there's the fact that he used the phone for two different purposes, and that was to deceive the probation officer into thinking that Justin Johnson was still in Memphis when in fact he took flight after the crime to other places, and then using the phone to coordinate communications with Cornelius Smith.
So Jamarcus Johnson's the first person charged to plead guilty or be convicted in this case. How does this help you moving forward with the other defendants in the case?
Well, I say litigation, especially on conspiracy cases where you have multiple players, multiple different people doing different things. In order to get those cases to trial and then get those successfully prosecuted, it's a little bit like chess. You got to set up your pieces before you start making moves. And it's
just
setting up a piece.
And just for clarification, Jamarcus Johnson didn't receive anything.
Jamarcus Johnson, no, absolutely not. His only involvement in the case is what we just outlined to you. About a week or so afterwards, he took acts that helped his brother evade law enforcement.
A while back, Judge Coffey indicated that most probably these cases move at a certain pace, right? Said maybe not next year, the year after. Does this in any way accelerate? Could we see the case like actually coming forward sooner? Maybe next year, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. It's going to depend on the other attorneys, and it's going to depend on just when they're ready and what days we get.
What are Thornton's family's thoughts on this deal?
Mr. Blue has sort of been the family representative as far as coming to court. But we had a conference call with the family yesterday. They understand what this is about, and they're encouraged by the progress in the litigation, and ultimately one day they want to see a trial on this thing, and they know this is a step toward that.
Is there a chance that he could serve just only probation and no prison time?
I don't want to comment on what his sentences could be because we haven't gotten there yet. We have to have a sentencing hearing, and the judge will make determinations. He's pled guilty to 3 Class E felonies. The sentence is between 6 and 12 years. On E felonies, you're eligible to ask for diversion.
Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button. If you want to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App.
Each count of accessory after the fact. There's the reception of the property as one accessory after the fact, and then each usage of the phone is two different accessory charges.
So you got, what's important is you got 3 accessory charges in total. What those things are about taking receipt of the car and the phone, and then using the phone in manners that help Justin Johnson evade law enforcement. He's pled guilty to all 3. He's agreed to be a range 2 offender, even though he's actually a range 1 offender. So he's agreed to a sentence between 2 and 4 years on each one, even though if he went to trial on those charges, he wouldn't get that much time. It would be between 1 and 2 years. He's also agreed that they're all consecutive to each other. So his total exposure is 6 to 12 years on the 3 charges, and sentencing is pending.
What did he agree to range 2 and not range 1?
It's a product of negotiations between the parties. It's not atypical.
One of the outstanding questions here in the motive for the actual killing. Can you discuss that at all at this point? Simply money or something else?
I can't comment on anything on the record. Can't remember whether or not our indictment gets into the motive or not. But I think there probably will be some information forthcoming about that sooner rather than later.
All right. I remember you said in there that he had said that he did see there was payment to Justin. Do we know where that payment is coming from, or who did he receive that from?
I can't comment on that. All right, everybody. See everybody.
I'm gonna go back. Listen.
Before you start making moves, and it's
And just
setting up a piece.
And just for clarification, Jamarcus Johnson didn't receive any payment.
Jamarcus Johnson, no, absolutely. Blue's sort of been the family representative as far as coming to court, but we had a conference call with the family yesterday. They understand. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's going to depend on the other attorneys, and it's going to depend on just when they're ready and what dates we get.
What are Thornton's family's thoughts on this deal?
Mr. Blue's sort of been the family representative as far as coming to court, but we had a conference call with the family yesterday. They understand what this is about, and they're encouraged by the progress in the litigation, and ultimately one day they want to see a trial on this thing, and they know this is a step toward that.
Is there a chance that he could serve just only probation and no prison time?
I don't want to comment on what his sentences could be because we haven't gotten there yet. We have to have a sentencing hearing, and the judge will make determinations. He's pled guilty to 3 Class E felonies. The sentence is between 6 and 12 years. On E felonies, you're eligible to ask for diversion, probation, or whatever, but those are decisions for a different day by this judge.
So I just want to make sure that I'm getting this clearly. So each count of accessory after the fact, there's the reception of the property as one accessory after the fact, and then each usage of the phone is 2 different accessory charges.
So you got, what's important is you got 3 accessory charges in total. What those things are about taking receipt of the car and the phone, and then using the phone in manners that help Justin Johnson evade law enforcement. He's pled guilty to all 3. He's agreed to be a range 2 offender, even though he's actually a range 1 offender. So he's agreed to a sentence between 2 and 4 years on each one, even though if he went to trial on those charges, he wouldn't get that much time. It would be between 1 and 2 years. He's also agreed that they're all consecutive to each other. So his total exposure is 6 to 12 years on the 3 charges. And sentencing
Now,
is pending.
y'all pay attention to the last question that
What
she
did he
asked
agree
him.
to range 2 and not range 1?
It's a product of negotiations between the parties. It's not atypical.
One of the outstanding questions here in the motive for the actual killing. Can you discuss that at all at this point? Simply money or something else?
I can't comment on anything on the record. Can't remember whether or not our indictment gets into the motive or not. But I think there probably will be some information forthcoming about that sooner rather than later.
All right. I remember you said in there that he had said that.
So the reporter asked, "Can you get into the motive about the murder? Was it for money or what?" And he was kind of evasive, but he did say that I think there will be something forthcoming about that sooner than later. Okay. So as I say, when you go back to the beginning, everything is always, in the beginning. Hey, I don't think the prosecutors and stuff. Hey, get down, get get down. Yeah, justice for young dog. There are always jewels in the very beginning. So he says that they were playing chess, and there are a lot of people that did a lot of things. Okay, they putting the pieces on the chessboard. Okay, so that answers the question when people say, "Well, will there?" I think. Or do you think that that's gonna be it when it comes to straight dropping and Cornelius? That's it. That answers the question right there.
Of young Dolph had the terms of his bond changed today, but the judge did not say what the changes were. The judge told Hernandez Gomez that she was putting the amended terms under seal.
Okay, that was the second time. Hold on. Hold on, you all.
Hernandez Govan, one of the prime suspects in the rapper's death, is now out of jail on a $90,000 bond.
Our Jarita Patterson was in court today and learned that new bond is based partially on new details of his possible role in the crime. District Attorney Steve Mulroy tells WREG young Dolph's family agreed to the bond setting. Hernandez Govan is the man the DA first said solicited the killing of rapper Young Dolph in 2021. Now the DA says investigators have learned more information in his case.
We've come into some information about Mr. Govan's role and medical conditions that make us think that this is the best resolution in order to get justice for the case.
So at the end of the day, the court cited safety and medical concerns as two of the reasons for the bond. That case is set to continue July 13th.
Y'all, I ain't gonna even tell no stories. That attorney, what's his name? Manny. What's that attorney? What is that attorney's name? Manny Aurora. What's his name, y'all? That man is handsome. He tall and he handsome. I be looking at him. I'm like, and he got an olive complexion. He's a handsome guy, and he tall. Let's see. That's the only way they could stop him. So, y'all, listen. Hey, I know I changed it, the title, and says Cornelius may be in Nashville. That's something that somebody had came to my inbox and said that sent me a message and said that they was told that Cornelius is in the Davidson County Jail, although he's still showing up in Shelby County's jail. Well, you could tell who I, I think people. I've been paying close attention, and you probably can tell if you pay close attention who the feds have probably been at. Just kind of check out. Some people when they're upset and they stressed out, they start messing with other people. So we noticed that Big Moochie Grape has been a target. Who are all of the people that has been targeting Moochie Grape? Who do they have an affiliation with? Who do they have a close affiliation with? So that might give you your answers on that. Did Bang Wang say anything to about Moochie Grape? Because Bang Wang would have taken the opportunity to definitely troll Moochie Grape. Has Bang Wang said anything? Is Bang Wang out of jail? It says, I bet the feds got a lot of information in CMG already. Hmm. Well, I mean, he's not in jail. Yes, Kevin, I got your message. I did. I got your message. I did. I got your message, and that's what I was saying. Um, hey, some people are saying that they think that the trial is going to be in Nashville. Uchi, rest in peace, young dog. So, how many of you all think that the trial is going to be in Nashville? Mm, I'm so tired. You guys hit the like button for me. Y'all run the likes up. If you want to support the channel, y'all make sure y'all hit the Cash App. Y'all make sure y'all hit the Cash App and hit the like button. My buddy said it's scheduled for 8 a.m. Monday in Nashville. Oh, wow. Let me see. Yeah, hold on. Oh, y'all, I'm looking at something. Hold on, you guys. Just give me 1 minute. Looking at it, but he's not on the docket for Nashville. He's not on the docket. Hey, hey, hey. Get away from over there. Come here. I tell you, he's not on the docket in Nashville for Monday. I just looked at all of the trials that's going to happen Monday in Nashville. It's not showing that he's won. I would be shocked because they changed it quietly. Can't do a high profile case in Daw's hometown. It would end up hung jury. Well, here's the thing. They went outside of the county of Shelby and got jurors. That's what they did. So, I mean, they went outside of Shelby County and got jurors. Mm. Okay, so they said that his trial is going to be here in Memphis. They posted it 5 hours ago. Hold on. Hey, here it goes.
Memphis, Tennessee. One of the men accused of killing Memphis rapper Young Dolph will begin his trial on Monday, according to Shelby County courts. A spokesperson for the Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk's Office told Fox 13 that Justin Johnson, also known by his stage name of Straight Drop, will begin trial on Monday, September 23rd. He will be the only person on trial for the case on Monday, though 2 other suspects do have court dates on Monday, according to online court records. The man prosecutors have called the mastermind of Young Dolph's murder, Hernandez Govan, and Cornelius Smith, one of the alleged gunmen, are both scheduled to be in court on Monday, though they will not be on trial, according to the Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk's Office. Fox 13 reached out to the Shelby County District Attorney's Office for clarification on the trial or trials. Multiple times the District Attorney's Office said that they could not provide clarification in order to not compromise an investigation. Johnson and Smith were both charged with first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder, along with other charges related to the November 17, 2021 murder of Young Dolph. Govan was charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
Okay, according to the criminal court clerks, criminal courts, Govan and I told y'all Cornelius Smith wasn't going to trial. But now they're saying Govan is not, which is conflicting because his attorney said that he was. So they said they'll be there, but they won't be in trial. So What they gonna be there for if they're not going to trial? So, Antico said Rico. So maybe Straight Drop is in Nashville because, like I said, because his attorney, I said it was one or two things. Maybe his attorney requested for him to be there so that they could have easier access to him, or he pleaded. I don't know though. What's wrong with you? Be quiet. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. But wouldn't there have been a motion filed? I don't know. The court just said that he's going to trial. Be quiet. Yeah, we shall see. Why, y'all? Why all of a sudden they picking on Big Moochie Grape? What y'all think that was about? Who do y'all think stole Big Moochie Grape's jewelry? Why they decided out of all people to mess with him? Prosecutors have to agree to that because he's now out of Shelby County. Mm, mm. I tell you. And didn't he say he going to trial? It said prosecutors have to agree to that because he's now out of Shelby County. They want Pre to crash out, but those young men are smart. They had Dolph as a leader. Hold on, you all. I'm looking at something. Hold on. Hmm. Hold on, y'all. Y'all, has Big 30 been posting? Big 30 had him posting in a couple days. He says Trade Slimes didn't take the chain. He says, I'm gonna give y'all a little juice up on that. They trying to pay the niggas who stole it for it. They clout chasing. Oh wow. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. I tell you. Anyways, oh, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. If y'all want to call in, I'll take a few phone calls before I get off. Okay, let's keep it on the subject. Okay, so the number is the number is 901-667-0119. 901-667-0119. Okay. Um, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't hit the like button. Okay. It had to be backdoor. Had to be backdoor. Rest in peace, young Dolph. The hood be knowing business like a ML. Yeah, I'm gonna be on for a few more minutes. I mean, I'll be on for 15 more minutes. If you all want to call in, call in. Y'all call in. The number is 901-667-0119. Mm. Yeah, why y'all think they ain't say nothing about Black youngsters brothers um killer being taken out? I wonder why they ain't saying nothing about it. They won't even say how they won't even say how he died. That's weird within itself. He said Rico. It's something going on. They won't even talk about it. The boy was taken out back in May. Ain't said nothing and still won't say nothing. They wouldn't even say how he was taken out. That's just weird. That's weird within itself. I think he's scared because he had gained so much weight and looking more demonic. Mm. I tell you, it's just this 1 week right here has had a plethora of activities. I promise you, this 1 week right here has had a plethora of activities. Just a lot of things going on, and we like, what's up? Blackwood News. Somebody slid into my DM and said that they was told that Cornelius is in Nashville, but I don't know. It's still showing he's in the Shelby County Jail. Antico says when they silent, they libeling up their case. So much activity, it is yeah. Yeah, that particular thing right there, um just the mere fact of how they did that, and they don't have no comments on how the young man passed away or ain't said nothing about it. That right there tells you something is going on. And then the mere fact that all of a sudden, just this week, they've had at least 3 guys trying to lure Young Dolph's artists into a beef. And I tell you, only somebody crazy would do something like that. So, mm, mm. Child. Mm, mm, mm. Child. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm waiting for y'all to call in. And I'm looking at something else. I'm sorry. Yep. It says Moochie seems like he got a little juice in the city cup, probably on Get Back. I don't know. That wouldn't be a good idea for him to be on Get Back, because that's why they did it, to lure them into. Moochie Grape is probably still on paper. So I noticed, like, they've been going after quite, especially the ones that's on paper. If I was them, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't take the baits. I wouldn't. Um, Greyface said Gotti out the country. Yeah, I think he is out the country. Has he been? He really had not even been posting a lot, right? He a fan of the show. He'll post, since I said that. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know I be. Tamara Mia J posted on IG 8 hours ago on her story about Dolph. She's excited. I saw what she posted. Justice for Dolph. I saw that. She said not just partial justice, total justice. I tell you. Okay, so Big 30 just posted. Hold on. Um, Yeah, your guardian Angela is out of the country. It's her birthday. Well, I know one thing. That man, he may as well just not live in the country. He stay out of the country more than he stay in the country. Let's see, nobody called in, so I've been on 2 hours and 30 minutes. Somebody called from 205 area code. 30 minutes ago, though. Whoever it was that call back. I mean, whoever wants to call in, but keep it on the subject. I'm not in the mood to talk about nothing outside of what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know, James. I know. The news put that out yesterday that the young man that took out Black youngster's brother, they're saying that he, but they're not saying how he died. That's what's so weird about it. I tell you, these folks is weird. Yeah, hold on. I ain't even get a chance to cook dinner tonight, but that's cool. It's too late to eat anyways, so I eat me some popcorn, which is light. Yeah, your goddess IG is still up. If it ever go down, we gonna know some. Hmm. Mm-mm. He was out on bond. They was doing everything quietly. His 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 um his charges had been dropped to manslaughter. Because remember when he was first in jail, he had a high bond. Yeah, what was that guy name? That what's the guy name that took out Youngster's brother? Um, y'all tell me his name. I forgot. No, I don't think he died in custody. He was out on bond. Now he didn't die in custody. He was out on bond. They had reduced his charges to manslaughter and gave him a $38,000 bond. When they did that, something happened to him. And the police is quiet about it. And no, I don't think they're quiet about it because they're trying to protect nobody. They quiet about it for a reason, but it ain't because they're trying to protect nobody. In my opinion. Hold on. That's just really weird.
Well, the man accused of killing the brother of Memphis rapper Black Youngsta has died. Randy Ewing Jr. faced several charges, including voluntary manslaughter and being a felon in possession of a handgun. He was out on bond when he died yesterday, but the cause of his death remains a mystery tonight. Black Youngsta's brother, Tamanuel Benson, was shot to death in August of 2023. Police caught up with Ewing this past February.
They said he died yesterday. I thought they said he died back in May. And it had to have been back in May. Well, I don't know. Hmm. Hold on. Hmm. Yeah. They're saying it says that the case against the man accused of unaliving Black youngster's brother has been closed months after the suspect died. According to the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, Fox 13, Shelby County Sheriff's Office told Fox 13 that the charges against Randy Ewing were abated by death. According to the Sheriff's Office, Ewing lost his life on May the 23rd. So they said that he died May 23rd, so she misquoted that. Mm, that's something. I guess I'll put the popcorn up because oh Lord, I think people just like upsetting me. Anyways, um, you guys hit the like button, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. Mhm. Have you all hit the like button? Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. McName A says something ain't right. It ain't no telling what's going on. One thing we do know is that this judge likes to kind of keep everything, you know, secretive, kind of. Hold on, y'all. Stop, stop. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get off because I need to do some stuff around the house before it gets too late. She says, I'm here. I've been in the bushes listening. I've been listening in the bushes. I had to test some new systems for work. Okay. Well, you guys, I really enjoyed you guys tonight. I appreciate you all getting on, always supporting the channel. Always. I really appreciate that so much. Um, hey, the trial is getting is listen, we almost like we really just like 3 days out. We really just like 3 days out. So Joella Scott says, I'm here. I've been listening in the bushes. I had to test some new systems. I'm feeling very anxious about the trial. A lot of people are feeling anxious about the trial, especially since, hey, the news just said, the criminal court says a few hours ago, told the news media that there will be a trial in Shelby County, even though he's in Davidson County. So the only thing that we can say now is that maybe he went to Davidson County because that's where his attorney is, and the attorney asked if he could be there so that he and his staff could have easier access to him. That's the only thing I know. That's weird within itself. I mean, Manny, Aurora, whatever his name, he has to fly to Memphis when he wants to come to court with Orange Mound Quet. They're not gonna let Quet, be housed in Atlanta. But of course, Quet ain't in jail though. Um, but I don't think they'll let him fly to Atlanta. The case revolved around the deadly shooting of Emmanuel Benson, the brother. It says Ewan was charged with being a convicted felon in possession of a handgun, evading arrest, and theft of firearm worth less than $2,500. After his arrest in 2024, the United States Marshal said that warrant of second degree unalive and attempted second degree had been issued. The case revolved around the deadly hitting of Emmanuel Benson, the brother of Memphis rapper Black Youngster, on August 18, 23. Benson was found hit to death at a BP gas station on South Parkway. A $5,000 reward was offered for the information leading to his deadly shooting arrest. Um, y'all, I mean, I don't know. Was he killed? He says the only reason that his attorney would want easy access to him is to prep him for his testimony. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tell you, it's in all seriousness, it's so sad that a 26-year-old man um took the bait and made a wrong decision that has not only affected his life negatively, but other people's lives negatively. He took young Dolph's life, and now the criminal justice system is really about to take his life. It was just so not worth it. It was so not worth it. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe, okay? If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely hit up the Cash App. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much, how much y'all support this channel. If you have not gotten a membership to the channel, please do get a membership to the channel. I always tell people the platinum is the go-to. Okay. Although tomorrow, like we do one live a month with the gold members. So tomorrow we'll do a live with the gold and platinum members, only in the members, okay? Anyways, you guys, I love you guys. Have a peaceful night.